Welcome to the Deep Dive. You're here because, well, you want to be well informed. And really, at the heart of that is having a strong vocabulary.
Absolutely. Think of words as like building blocks.
Yeah, tools, really, for building clearer ideas, having, deeper conversations.
That's a great way to put it. And the more tools in your toolkit, the better you can understand things and interact with the world.
So our mission for this deep dive is basically to pull out the best, most effective strategies for building that toolkit, and maybe even some fun ones.
Right. We looked at this really great YouTube video from Easy English Talk, Jason and Julia.
Yeah, that's the one. They shared some genuinely practical stuff, didn't they?
They really did. And what I liked is how they covered it from, different angles.
Like what?
Well, like actual strategies, personal tips, things you can do every day.
Daily habits?
Exactly. And fun activities, too. Plus, importantly, common mistakes you should probably try to avoid.
Okay, let's maybe start there. Or actually, let's start with the why. Why does vocabulary really matter? It seems obvious, but maybe it's worth digging in a bit.
Yeah, good idea. Because it really does go pretty deep. I mean, fundamentally, more words means more confidence.
Right. And fluency, too, not just in speaking, but listening, reading.
Writing, all of it. Having the right words just makes everything smoother, more precise.
You know that feeling, though, when you know exactly what you want to say in your own language.
Oh, yeah.
But the English words just aren't there. It's so frustrating.
That feeling right there highlights why it's so key for speaking. It's about having those tools ready.
But it's not just about talking, is it?
No, not at all. Think about listening. Someone uses words you don't know.
The message just doesn't land properly.
Exactly. Or reading. Imagine trying to enjoy a good book or even just an article.
And you have to keep stopping to look things up. Kills the flow.
Totally. A good vocabulary lets you just sink into it, enjoy the actual content.
The video had that little comparison, didn't it? Two learners.
Yeah, that was useful. One knows maybe 500 words, the other like 2,000.
And the difference in confidence, understanding, it's huge.
It really is. The person with 2,000 words can just express themselves more accurately, understand more nuance.
Even get jokes and idioms right. This tricky phrases.
Yeah, like break a leg or something.
Yeah.
You need the specific word knowledge for those. They don't make literal sense.
And here's something really interesting for you, the listener. They talked about this kind of positive feedback loop.
Oh yeah, that's crucial. As you learn more words, you actually get more curious about language.
You start noticing words more in movies, podcasts.
Exactly. It's like your brain tunes into it. You spot unfamiliar words because you kind of sense their value now.
And that just fuels more learning naturally.
And think bigger picture. It's not just about words in isolation.
It's a gateway, right, to new ideas, different cultures.
Deeper connections with people. Language is the vehicle for so much understanding. Expanding vocabulary broadens your whole world, really.
Okay, so the why is clear. It's foundational. Now let's talk about those mistakes you mentioned. Things that can actually slow you down.
Right, this is super important for you to know because sometimes you think you're doing the right thing, but it's not the most effective way.
Like what? What's the first big one?
Trying to memorize just long lists of random words, completely out of context.
The classic dictionary approach. Just word definition, word definition. Why is that bad?
Well, your brain just doesn't work that way very well. It needs connections. It needs a story or a picture or a real example.
Right. Isolated facts just float away.
Pretty much. They use the word generous as an example. Just knowing the definition isn't as strong as seeing it in a sentence.
Like, my neighbor is generous with her garden vegetables.
Exactly. That sentence gives it life. A hook for your memory. It means something to you.
Makes total sense. Okay, mistake number 2.
Trying to translate everything directly from your native language.
Oh, I can see how that would be tempting, especially at the start.
It is. But it really slows down the process of actually thinking in English. Plus,
words don't always match up one-to-one, do they?
Not at all. An English word might have several meanings or subtle shades that the direct translation misses completely. You can end up sounding a bit blunt.
Okay, so less direct translation. What else?
Not actually using the words you learn.
The use it or lose it principle. Guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. But vocabulary is like a muscle, they said. You got to exercise it.
So even if you just see a word and recognize it, that's not enough.
It's a start. But to really own it, to be able to pull it out when you're talking or writing, you need practice, active use.
So push yourself to try the new word, even if you're not 100% sure, even if it's a bit clunky at first.
Absolutely. Making the attempt, maybe even getting corrected, that's what locks it in. Much better than letting it just sit in your notebook.
Good point. And the last mistake they highlighted.
Thinking you need really big, fancy words to sound smart.
Right, trying too hard almost.
Yeah. Clear, natural, basic English is powerful. That's your foundation. You build the fancy stuff on top of that when it feels right, not just to impress.
Okay, avoid random lists, don't translate everything, use your words, and keep it natural. Got it. So, what should you be doing? Let's talk daily habits.
Consistency is the name of the game here. Small things, done often. First up, read something in English every day.
Doesn't have to be War and Peace, right?
Definitely not. A news article, a blog post you like, social media even.
The back of the shampoo bottle. They actually said that.
They did. It counts. The point is consistent exposure to words in context. You see how they work naturally, grammar included.
Okay, read daily. What else?
Listen daily. Podcasts, music, news, YouTube, audiobooks. Endless options for you.
But not just having it on in the background.
Well, that's okay, but active listening is better. Try to notice words you hear repeated but don't know. Jot them down. Look them up later.
Which leads nicely into the next habit.
Keeping a vocabulary journal.
But not just a list, right? How should you set this up?
More than a list. For each new word, write the word, the definition in English, crucially.
An example sentence.
Yes, an example sentence showing how it's used. Maybe even a little drawing or a note connecting it to your life. Make it personal.
Okay, you've got the journal. Then what?
Habit 4, review it daily. Doesn't take long. 5 minutes, maybe?
Just look over a few words.
Yeah, maybe 3 to 5 words. And here's the key. Try to say them. Make a new sentence out loud using them. Repetition cements it in your memory.
Okay, daily reading, listening, journaling, reviewing. What else?
This one's kind of clever. Change your phone language. And maybe social media too.
Ooh, English?
Yep. It's passive learning while you're just doing your normal stuff. You see those interface words all the time.
You'd probably pick up quite a bit without even trying.
Exactly. And the last one might feel a bit weird at first.
Go on.
Talk to yourself in English.
Out loud.
Yeah, just describe what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I am making coffee.
Okay, I can see how that connects words directly to actions and trains you to think in English more.
Precisely. It's low-stakes practice. Just you and your thoughts and your voice.
All right, those habits seem really solid, very doable. Now, what about making it fun? Creative techniques.
Yes, because learning shouldn't feel like a chore. First up, flashcards, but with a twist.
Not just word and definition, we already covered that's not ideal.
Right. Add an example sentence to the flashcard so you see the usage.
Example.
Like for excited, maybe write, I'm excited for the weekend. And they mentioned digital apps too, like Anki or Quizlet. Those can make it more interactive.
Good shout. What about using media? Movies, TV?
Huge resource. Watch stuff in English. Start with subtitles in your own language if you need to.
Then switch to English subtitles.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing for hearing natural pronunciation, slang, phrasal verbs, all that real-life language.
Should you pause it?
Definitely. Pause. Note down words or phrases that catch your ear. Maybe even say them out loud. Try to use them later.
Okay, love that. And games. You mentioned games earlier.
Yes. Word games are brilliant. Things like Wordle are everywhere now, Scrabble, online puzzles.
Lots of free options.
Tons. And many language learning apps have game-like features. Makes it feel less like studying, more like, well, playing. Can even be competitive.
Simple one next. Labels around the house.
Super simple, but effective, especially if you're a visual learner. Stick labels on the mirror, the fridge, the door.
Just seeing the word connected to the object constantly.
Reinforces it every time you look. Fridge, fridge, fridge. Door, door, door. It sinks in.
What about that idea of making up silly stories?
Yes, that one's fun. The theory is, the weirder or funnier the story using your new words, the more memorable it is.
Like, the ambitious cucumber rode a unicycle.
Exactly. Something like the happy banana danced energetically on the table. It's unexpected, maybe emotional, so it sticks better than a dry sentence.
Okay, I like that. And music.
Of course. Listen to English songs, find the lyrics online, read them, sing along, try to figure out what the words mean in the song.
Great for pronunciation and rhythm too, I bet.
Definitely. It's a really holistic way to learn.
So, lots of fun ways. The key seems to be finding what you enjoy, right? Mix it up.
Absolutely. Experiment. See what works for you. If it's fun, you'll stick with it. If it feels like homework, probably not.
Okay, so you're doing the habits, you're trying the fun techniques, you're learning words, but the crucial step, actually using them. How do you bridge that gap?
Yeah, this is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. Knowing isn't enough. You need to activate it.
First step.
Make your own example sentences. We mentioned this for flashcards and journals, but it's key for usage too.
And make them personal. Right. That was the advice.
Yes, vital. Connect the word to your life. Instead of just delicious means tastes good, think my mom's chicken soup is delicious. That link makes it your word.
Easier to recall when you need it.
Much easier. What about talking to yourself again? Seems relevant here too.
It really is.
Yeah.
As you narrate your day, consciously try to slot in those new words you're focusing on.
Like, I'm preparing breakfast, and these eggs smell exquisite.
Maybe. Maybe. Or just delicious, if that's the word you're practicing. It's just low-pressure practice in forming sentences with the word.
Okay, then the slightly scarier step. Using them with other people.
Yeah. How do you make that happen?
Be intentional. Try to slip one or two new words into conversations with friends, or especially language partners if you have them.
Could you even tell them, like, hey, I'm trying to use the word ambitious today?
Totally. Makes it less awkward, maybe even a fun challenge for both of you. They can listen out for it.
What about online? Social media?
Good low-stakes practice. Write captions for your photos in English, using a new word. Or just post a simple sentence of the day on WhatsApp or somewhere.
Get you writing and using it in a real context, even if small.
And there's the word of the day challenge idea.
How does that work specifically?
Pick one word in the morning, your
Yeah.
mission. Use it at least 3 times during the day.
In speaking, writing, thinking.
Any of those. Speaking, writing, even just consciously thinking it in a relevant situation. That active engagement really helps.
So it's really about creating opportunities, isn't it? Not waiting for the perfect moment.
Exactly. Be proactive. Try the word. See what happens.
Which brings us to mistakes. The fear of messing up. That holds so many people back.
Oh, massively.
Uh-huh.
It's probably the biggest barrier for a lot of learners.
Uh,
But the video had a really positive take on this.
that mistakes are actually good, helpful.
Yes. Think about it. When you try a word and maybe get it slightly wrong,
You remember that moment, right? Especially if someone corrects you gently.
exactly. That correction, that experience, often sticks way better than just reading a rule in a book. It helps clarify the right way to use it.
It's active learning through trial and, well, error.
Precisely. And honestly, even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. We trip over words, use awkward phrasing.
True. So the advice is basically, don't be afraid.
Please don't. Just speak. Just write. Try the words. If you make a mistake, okay, learn from it. Maybe even chuckle about it. Keep going. That's the key.
That's really encouraging advice for everyone listening. Okay, we have covered so much ground.
We really have.
To help you, the listener, put this into action right away, the video ended with a cool little challenge.
Yeah, the vocabulary challenge of the day.
Yeah.
Simple, practical.
Step 1.
Choose 3 new English words.
Yeah.
Maybe ones you learned today. Maybe from this discussion even.
Okay, 3 words. Step 2.
Write 1 sentence for each word and make it personal. Connect it to your life.
Right, like the delicious soup example. And step 3. Bonus step.
Say the sentences out loud. Even better, record yourself saying them. Great for pronunciation, great for confidence.
And they mentioned maybe sharing online, optional, of course.
Yeah, a little accountability, maybe connect with other learners.
Fantastic. So just to wrap up everything we've explored in this deep dive.
We looked at why vocabulary is so vital, those common mistakes to definitely avoid.
Powerful daily habits, fun ways to learn,
How to actually use the words you learn, which is crucial.
the importance of review, and embracing mistakes as part of the journey.
And maybe just a few final thoughts for sustained growth.
Go for it.
Be patient. It takes time. Stay consistent. Even just 10 minutes a day adds up hugely.
Make it fun. We talked about that. Find ways you enjoy.
And celebrate your progress. Every new word you learn and use is a win. Acknowledge that.
Absolutely. You can definitely do this. We really believe you can build that vocabulary and become a more confident communicator.
Totally. And maybe one final thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
Think about just one new word you came across today. Could be one we mentioned, could be from anywhere.
Yeah.
How could you deliberately use that word just once in your thinking or maybe speaking sometime in the next few hours?
Just one word, one intentional use.
Yeah. Small step, big impact potentially.